Welcome back for another video. A record-breaking game week and some absolutely crazy scores despite the blank game week for 4 teams. We've now got the FA Cup results to discuss as well and the effect that they're going to have on double game week 36. In this one we'll also talk about some key talking points from the weekend's games and then my team and transfer plans for game week 35. Let's get straight into it. So Chelsea won Everton 0. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to have to acknowledge the fact that loads of you left comments about including Palmer in my free hit, and you were right, okay? Another blank, and he's not scored since game week 21 now, which was months ago. What do you think's happened there with Palmer? Let us know below. I mean, his role's evidently changed a bit, some tactical differences. It's clear when you look at average positions from last season compared to this one as well. I mean, Maresca was asked, and he said it's purely a mental thing, but I think a lot of Chelsea fans would tend to disagree with that. Perhaps opponents have found a way to counter him as well, obviously with a year under the belt to have studied his past season, but I think injuries haven't helped as well. Like Jackson's absence for a while was a big loss, but it's probably likely a combination of factors. Anyway, Chelsea with a clean sheet. Only Liverpool actually have a better XGC over the last 6 game weeks. Cucurella with an honest 6-pointer, he was in lots of teams. Sanchez came away with a bonus point as well, he made 3 saves, 8-pointer for him. Jackson scored Chelsea's only goal. Newcastle 3, Ipswich 0. What a match this was. Some absolutely crazy scores again. Well played if you picked Trippier. Obviously he was particularly popular among the free hitters. 2 assists for him. And he combined that with a clean sheet and earned him 3 bonus points, so 15-pointer. I can't help but laugh at the fact that I bench boosted a Burn own goal last game week. And in this game week he scores, he keeps a clean sheet for a 13-pointer. Murphy won a penalty as well, which earned him an assist. Isak buried it. Nothing from Barnes, unfortunately, who was a really solid pick without the hindsight. He got the start and Gordon came on second half, but it was actually for Murphy, not Barnes, though Barnes did come off as well later in the game. It was a week where the clean sheet odds actually played out as expected for once. Chelsea, Newcastle and Wolves were the top 3 and they all kept one. Ipswich barely threatened, obviously not helped by a Johnson red card after picking up 2 yellows. And that's Ipswich relegated now. 3 teams confirmed going straight back down, Ipswich, Southampton and Leicester. They only took 4 shots, which amounted to 0.1 expected goals. That was the best expected goals conceded total of the game week from Newcastle. So game week 34 was the 5th most free hits played in a game week ever, with just over 1 million. 1.1 million actually played theirs in game week 29 this season, which was the 3rd most in history. However, the record that was set was it's the first time in FPL history that the free hit was activated by over 1 million managers twice. A bit of a niche record, but it was a record nonetheless. Brighton 3, West Ham 2. In a nutshell, just the Bowen owners really that were a winner in this match. 2 goals conceded by Brighton defenders and for Bruggen if you had them. Welbeck blanking as well. So yeah, Bowen the only notable player that returned, 2 assists to his name. 0.84 expected assist was the highest of all players on Saturday's games. Fine margins though, like 1.31 expected goals for West Ham, 1.27 for Brighton. It's been a dreadful start to Potter's tenure at West Ham, and he's got a lot of work to do next season. One little positive was Wan-Bissaka was back in the squad, so yeah, that's good news for owners like myself that are going to need him in some upcoming game weeks. Wolves 3, Leicester 0. Free hit euphoria for those that loaded up on Wolves assets. 3 double-digit returns produced that game in fact. 8 Norrie assisting Cunha and keeping a clean sheet. Absolute dream start to the game if you had both of them. And Cunha went on to get a further 2 assists, so 15-point haul for him. I know a few of you captained Cunha as well, smashed it. Strand Larsen scored once as well, and yeah, although it doesn't really compare to Cunha's score, but he still outscored some of the other free hit strikers that were popular, like Raul and Welbeck anyway. And if he does end up going to Man United, Cunha I think genuinely could have massive impact in a similar way to how Bruno did when he arrived. So 70th minute, Vardy wins a penalty and it's looking like a clean sheet wipe here. The headlines were written, weren't they, after Vardy announced his departure from Leicester early in the week. But Jose Sarr with a brilliant save down to his right, he came away with a 12-point haul. The last time he registered a double-digit return was August 2023. Seriously clutch for those that went for him on the free hit. There was some debate about Cunha's inclusion in the starting 11, whether that would happen or not. Late Friday we got that embargoed quote from Pereira which implied he would start. The thing is, every Premier League place is worth about £3 million, so there is still that motivation as well to play your best 11, even if European places are out of reach for Wolves. But yeah, Wolves move up to 13th in the table now. Incredible turnaround by Pereira. 18 out of 18 possible points collected from his last 6 games. Southampton 1, Fulham 2. After that Sessegnon hype all week about him playing out of position right wing, in typical FPL fashion, he ends up playing the complete opposite position, basically in left back. Robinson unexpectedly left out of the matchday squad for the first time all season, and naturally it had to be Sessegnon that dropped in at left back. And it took all of 14 minutes for Southampton to wipe Fulham's clean sheet. Stevens off a free kick. So it looked like game over, didn't it? Only for Sessegnon to score a quality header in the 92nd minute. That was a 9-point goal. It was 6 for the goal itself, but he got the BPS for the winning goal, which moved him all the way up to maximum bonus for 11 points. Iwobi was a fairly popular free hit pick as well. He at least got an assist for the first goal, which was scored by Smith Rowe. Nothing from Raul Jimenez though, who was a big disappointment in the absence of Muniz. He played 90 minutes as well, just ended up with the 1 pointer after a yellow card. But nice work Sessegnon owners. Bournemouth drew 1-1 with Man United. It was a brutal conclusion to the game. Højlund equalising in the 96th minute. So painful for Kepa owners because he was on for a 10-pointer as well, including bonus points. So that one goal basically cost him 7 points. And obviously points lost for the defenders as well if you had them. But Evan Nilsson, straight red card in the 70th minute, and that'll be a 3-match ban if they don't successfully appeal it. He did slip as he was going in for the tackle, and it looked really reckless due to that slip. But VAR did review it, and they sent the ref to the monitor who showed him a red card. Bruno got 2 bonus points despite no attacking returns. But going back to Evan Nilsson, hopefully they're able to appeal it, or we're not going to see Evan Nilsson until Gameweek 38, which is Leicester home in fairness, but due to that Gameweek 38 fixture and the potential double, he was looking like a really high potential pick if they were to get handed that double in 36. And then lastly, Liverpool 5, Spurs 1. I mean, this one went about as expected, didn't it? Congrats Liverpool fans on the title. Goal involvements everywhere here. Salah, Diaz, Trent, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch all coming away with attacking returns. And Salah finally ending his open play goal drought as well. 16-pointer from him, the Gameweek's most captain player as well. Solanke got the 1 Spurs goal and it came off a Maddison corner. Bit unfortunate for the Trent punters like myself. He did get the start. Bradley actually wasn't in the squad, so who knows if he actually definitely would have started, but he at least came away with an assist for an Adogio goal. It was actually the first goal of the game as well, Solanke, so a bit against the script there, but it was 3-1 by half time. And Liverpool have never lost a Premier League game ever at Anfield when they've been 2 or more goals up at half time, going on to win 117 of those matches, drawing just 2 of them. Looking back on the free hit, I honestly can't remember anything quite like it, where the template absolutely ripped it up. Like so many teams of Aït-Nouri, Sessegnon, Trippier, Diaz, Murphy, Salah, Cunha, Isak. I mean, I could go on. They all got returns. And then obviously there was the likes of Sarr, like double-digit haul, Sanchez, Pope, all delivered in goal. It was hard to have a bad game week if your free hit was active, and I mean, a lot better than last season's free hit blank game week, wasn't it? Which was a disaster week when the average score was something like 15 points. Though that was a much larger blank game week in fairness. If you had a great game week, well done, enjoy it. 4 game weeks to go. So, an early look at my Gameweek 35 team and transfer plans. After the highs of the free hit, back to a very ordinary looking squad here. So it's Raya in goal, it's Vardiol, Wan-Bissaka and Saliba in defence, Eze, Saka, Salah and Rodgers in midfield, Isak, Mateta and Marmish up front, Martinez, Sarr, Konate and Byrne in defence. So just on the FA Cup first of all, so Crystal Palace through to the final. It's actually not good news in terms of double Gameweek 36's prospects. Like if Aston Villa had progressed to the final, it would have been very likely that they get the double Gameweek 36, because if Spurs were to reach the Europa League final, they play midweek in Gameweek 37, and therefore if Villa were to reach the FA Cup final, their Gameweek 37 fixture against Spurs would have to move backwards to midweek in Gameweek 36, since Gameweek 37 midweek wasn't available. But now it's less clear. The Premier League will do 2 things. They'll either move Gameweek 37's fixtures to midweek for Crystal Palace, Man City, Bournemouth and Wolves a few days later. By the way, Bournemouth and Wolves, because they're the teams that they would have faced in Gameweek 37. So they can move it forward a few days in Gameweek 37, or they can move the fixtures back a few days to midweek in Gameweek 36, and that would cause a double game week for those 4 teams, Crystal Palace, Man City, Bournemouth and Wolves. It looked like Villa and Spurs would no longer double in Gameweek 36 or blank in 37, but something interesting just came out. Spurs came out with the following statement. We're in discussions with the Premier League regarding a change of date to our away game against Aston Villa on the 18th of May, or 18th of May. So Spurs are basically saying if we reach the Europa League final, which should be on the 21st of May, we want to give ourselves a better turnaround time than going Sunday to Wednesday, which is obviously really fair before a final, so they're talking to the Premier League about that. So if they move Tottenham versus Aston Villa to midweek a few days earlier, then we've still got a double game week 36, so it could end up being a really nice double game week still potentially. What we can expect is a Premier League announcement this week if they plan to make it a double game week. I mean, they'll have to announce something regardless in terms of where the fixture is going actually. So yeah, I highly recommend sitting on your hands and not rushing to make any transfers if a double game week could affect your transfer plans anyway. So looking at my team, Villa getting knocked out is a bit of a setback. Like, I'd picked Martinez hoping that he reaches the final because he'd have a double game week 36 when Rise got Liverpool away, and obviously I had Rodgers as well. I do have Triple Palace of course if that double happens. The players elsewhere that are on my radar would be Cunha, Strand Larsen, Evan Nilsson and Cliver if they get a double. But yeah, game week 35 first though. Got one free transfer and I've got nothing in the bank. My immediate concern is actually Saka. Now Arsenal have got the Champions League either side of game week 35, and obviously Liverpool have won the league as well, so there's just no motivation for Arteta to play Saka besides getting some rhythm I guess. Therefore it really wouldn't surprise me at all if he's benched for Waneri with a possible second half cameo. In fact that's what I'm expecting to happen. I mean, imagine if Arteta plays Saka and he gets injured. It's not very likely, but can you imagine how angry the fan base would be for something so needless? So yeah, I look at Brentford's fixtures and they've got Man United home next, who obviously are also prioritising Europe, and then they've got Ipswich, Fulham and Wolves, so it's a nice block of games to end the season. So my transfer plan is Saka to Mbeumo. Obviously some regret not going directly for Mbeumo instead of Saka when they had that double game week Arsenal. Obviously Mbeumo came away with that crazy score, like 18 points. But yeah, I mean that might be some hindsight talk. At the time I just felt like Saka was a reasonable double game week pick, and I mean, loads captained him as well because he was a sound choice at the time. So it's left me one transfer behind where I want to be in a way. But yeah, the thing is, transfers are so precious as well at this stage of the season. Like, I've literally got 4 transfers left to make in my team, and if there is a double game week, then it's going to be even more difficult to make the moves I want. So that's the plan this week. Leave a comment below of how you got on the weekend, and good luck if you've got anyone left to play in Thursday's games. There's more FPL content like this coming during the week as well, so make sure you're subscribed and drop a like below. See you soon for the next one.